What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and in this video we talk about Walmart, one of the hottest opportunities right now in dropshipping. I told you it'd be back, and it is back faster and more furious than ever. And we're going to talk about today the new qualifications that are required in order to get a Walmart store. Now, this is one of the most common asked questions that I've been getting. Liz, can I qualify for a Walmart store? This is what was stopping most people 6 months to a year back. And now I've got the fresh details on what's working right now to get a store approved in Walmart. So I got that to talk about and a heck of a lot more. So I'm super fired up for this video. I hope you are. Let's do this. All right, guys and girls, so we're going to jump into what is required of getting a Walmart store. Now, this is whether you want to do it yourself and or you want to hire a full-scale automation company. Keep in mind, right now, the only way that I would recommend you do Walmart is through a method called two-step dropshipping, which if you haven't heard about it, I will link a video below that talks more about two-step dropshipping, but it's essentially just adding an extra step. In the past, it was pretty much order the product from Amazon, send it straight to the Walmart customer, and that caused a lot of problems. Namely, they were receiving an Amazon box. So you can imagine these people were not very happy customers. So they would often complain to Walmart, getting you in trouble and getting you suspended. That or either you were using invalid tracking numbers. That led to a lot of valid tracking rate suspensions. But if you use two-step dropshipping, you're not going to come across that problem. So you want to make sure that you are doing two-step dropshipping, or else expect your account to get shut down faster than Speedy Gonzalez running from the Border Patrol. That's right. So let's talk about what you need in order to get a Walmart store. But first, if you do need a full-scale automation team to do this for you, my email is below, so reach out to me and I will put you in contact with the gentleman that you're about to see on my screen. Well, at least you'll get to see his mug up here because he's not on it live, but this is straight from the horse's mouth. This is what you need in order to start a Walmart store in 2020. What year is it? 2022 and beyond. So let's talk about it. I'm gonna just throw them all up here. Here's requirement vomit 101. These are the things that you'll need, but I'm going to go through each of them individually and explain a little more. Plus, at the end of all this total explanation, I'm going to lay down one of the biggest bombs that you will get from this video, and that is something that is essential to get a store. It's not listed on here, but I'm going to talk about why it's important. And if you don't have this, you will instantly get denied. So make sure you pay close attention and stay till the end of the video, because that is what you need to know in order to make sure you do get approved. So let's talk about these requirements. Not a lot has changed. This is pretty much what was required of in the past to get this Walmart store. But let's go through each of these and talk a little bit more in depth. I mean, clearly you're going to need a corporation of some sorts. It could be an LLC, it could be a C Corp, an S Corp. Any type of corp that you've got, they're going to accept it as long as you got one. You're going to also need a US-based address. So if you're overseas, you're going to need to create, I think it's called a TIN number. You're going to need to get a TIN number, and you're going to need to get a US-based address, as well as all of the above. But if you're overseas, you can still do this. It's still very possible. You're just going to have to jump through that extra hoop, which can be well worth it, because if you've seen some of my other videos that show the amount of revenue that these stores are making, it's for a reason. There's not a lot of sellers on Walmart. There's not a lot of people that have taken the extra step of going into two-step dropshipping, and they're still doing the standard version of dropshipping, which is going to get you suspended and or terminated. Keep that in mind. So this here, to get a two-step dropshipping store, sure, you might have to jump through a little bit of extra hoops, but that's perfectly fine, because you're going to make some money and you're going to make it fast. It's happening a heck of a lot faster than it did in the past. The next thing you're going to need is articles of incorporation. Clearly, if you got a corporation, that comes with the territory. You're going to have those. They're essential. An EIN from the IRS, which is pretty much a no-brainer. Once you get that corporation, register the EIN, they'll match together. That's where you get paid through. You'll need to enter that information when you do sign up for the Walmart seller account, which if you do have a team that's managing them for you, you don't have to worry about that. They should do that for you. Then you're going to need a website through Shopify. Now, if you haven't already got one of these, it's fairly simple to do so. And if you're not a website designer, or you have no technological bones in your body like I don't, then what you can do with this is you can go to Fiverr. I've picked up a few gigs in Fiverr where I get a complete website. It's really a legit website that looks perfect. It looks exceptional. A lot of people have complimented me on those websites, and I get it for $50. So there's a lot of gigs on Fiverr. There's a lot of talented web designers. Look specifically for the ones that say this will help you get approved on Walmart. And there's a lot of them out there. They do a solid job, but you're looking at about $50 through Shopify. Of course, make sure you use something like Namecheap to get a domain and or HostGator. Use either one, they both work. So that's gonna set you back $50 and about $10 for the domain. You're also gonna need a DUNS number. Now this is the thing that's more challenging to most people. It does take a little bit of time. Do not order the DUNS Express, that will get it to you instantly, but that's gonna set you back, I think either $200 or $300. If you just do the standard DUNS number, that is free. It just takes a little bit of time. It can take upwards of 2 weeks, but I've seen them sometimes get done just as quickly as the DUNS Express or whatever the heck it's called. So you're definitely going to need that in order to get this store approved. Then you're going to need a business bank account, which again could take you some time. You're going to have to take all this paperwork that you've already collected, take it to the bank. In some cases, you're going to have to go to a physical location, sign some papers, make a deposit, and boom, you're ready to go. Again, if you're international, this is still all possible. You can also use a third-party site. Like, I'm not sure if it's TransferWise, but they tell you which one it is on the Walmart website. They have 2 different options for you. Either one, take either one. I can't even remember the one that I chose, but either one will work and will be good enough to fulfill that end of the business banking thing that's required here in order to get the Walmart store. Now, the last thing that you'll need, that a lot of people are challenging this, like, Liz, how the hell do I set up a Gmail? I don't know how to do that. I'm not a nerd. You don't have to be a nerd. You just need a business Gmail, and you can do one of 2 things. Namecheap has a private email service, and it's something like $10 a year. If you set that up, they'll give you whatever domain name that you own and then your name or whatever you want at the front of that. You can set it up like that. You can also do a Google Workspace, which I don't know the cost of Google Workspace nowadays, but it will create a workspace for you where you can create multiple emails. So let's say your domain is stevensonlinestore.com, right? It could be steven@stevensonlinestore.com, and you can have any name in front of that at onlinestore.com. So you could put Speedy Gonzalez at stevensonlinestore.com. And while I know that's the most ridiculous email address that I've ever heard in my life, it's possible, and that is all through Google Workspace. You will be charged individually for each of those unique identifiers at the beginning of the but it can be well worth it if you're technologically challenged and you don't want to go through that extra step of setting up a private email through Namecheap. That is usually going to run you about $10 a month, and that depends on how many of those unique identifiers you have at the beginning of that at stevensonlinestore.com. So it's simple enough to set up through all these things. And like I said, these things will pay heavily for you in the long run just because of the significant amount of revenue that all these stores are making, because they are set up the 2-step method, and most of the standard dropshipping stores have been shut off, or only a few survive, and those few are thriving because they're getting the majority of the sales. So let's talk about the last and final ingredient, the secret sauce, I like to call it, of getting approved through Walmart. And you want to pay close attention to this because this will make or break you. I'm telling you, if you don't have this requirement met, they will decline that application faster than a fat kid runs through a slice of cake. So you want to pay close attention here. What you're going to need in order to get approved in 2022 and beyond on Walmart is you're going to need a LLC or a corporation that is older than 2021. So a brand new corporation and or LLC that you just made a month prior is going to instantly get axed, get declined. You're going to get a no, zilch, nada, nothing. They're not going to want to let you on that site no matter what. So you got to make sure that this LLC is 2022 and prior to that. Now, I know a lot of you might be wondering, like, Liz, I don't have the ability to do this. There's no way I can do this. You can do what's called, you can buy a shell corporation. They have them for sale at a lot of different places. It might run you $800-900, but they're just corporations that have been created a while back, and they'll just sell you the whole thing, and you take it over. It's now under your name. All you'll have to do from this point forward is make sure you file in a timely manner, but the ownership gets transferred over to you. So it's as if you're the one that registered the corporation and it is owned by you now. So what that'll basically mean is it'll look like you opened it up a long time ago. And when you submit this through Walmart, they should accept it if you've met all the other requirements here. So again, it's like you got to jump through a little bit of an extra hoop, but it's well worth it considering how much a lot of these drop shipping stores are making. And I don't want to say a lot, I'm going to say all. And the beautiful thing about 2-step drop shipping is, like I said before, you don't have to worry about the types of things that you used to have to worry about with standard drop shipping. And so the store can really survive the test of time because it looks like it's shipping from a legit drop shipping warehouse that is not Amazon, and Walmart loves that. So that's pretty much it for this video. That's how you get approved for a Walmart store in 2022 and beyond. And like I said earlier, if you'd like to talk about having a team fully automate this for you and do it for you, my email is below, so reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Other than that, questions and comments, go below. I always personally answer those, and I'll see you guys next time.